Germany's reliance on Russian gas has exposed Europe's biggest economy. It's reluctant to impose energy sanctions on Russia, and it's why Economic Minister Robert Habeck has travelled to the Gulf states of Qatar and the United Arab Emirates to negotiate a long-term energy partnership.
The trip is about energy and reducing Germany's dependency on Russian gas. Germany wants to replace Russian gas with gas from Qatar. After talks with the Emir of Qatar, the German Economy Minister said a deal had been sealed. It's great news. And that was the purpose of this visit, that we have agreed on a long-term energy partnership. The companies that have come with us will now enter into deeper contract negotiations with the Qatari side. Many of the top German business leaders are travelling with Habeck. The visit is being seen as an opportunity for German companies to do business with Qatar, despite open questions about democracy and human rights. After visiting Qatar, the German delegation travelled on to the United Arab Emirates for talks on securing green hydrogen produced with renewable energy.
Let's bring in DW's chief political correspondent, Melinda Crane. Melinda, can the Gulf replace Russia for Germany's energy needs?
Well, this isn't about one-stop shopping. It's about a path with many milestones, as Robert Habeck, Germany's economy and climate minister, put it. But in fact, he wound up getting more than he wanted in Qatar, a package deal that could help Germany not only deal with its short-term problem of weaning itself off Russian natural gas by diversifying its sources. That means not relying on any one source, but on a number of different ones, but also meeting its long-term goal of transforming its energy system to become climate neutral. Russia has until now provided 40% of Germany's gas imports, and concern about the impact of a cutback in that supply, both for citizens and for industry, is one reason why Germany has refused to go along so far with suggestions for an import embargo on Russian gas. Habeck says this long-term energy partnership with Qatar, which, by the way, isn't yet finalized, is a milestone toward what he calls Putin-free energy, and it would focus both on deliveries in the short term of liquefied natural gas to meet Germany's needs, but also on developing renewable energy projects that would create a reliable supply of green hydrogen. And green hydrogen is viewed as the fuel of choice for heavy industry. So it is notable, as we heard in the report, that Minister Habeck took with him some of the CEOs of Germany's most important industrial titans. And when he now meets today with UAE leaders, he will be looking for the same kind of package deal, both to meet short-term but also longer-term industrial needs.
Because, as you mentioned, he is not just the economy minister, he's also the climate minister, and he's from the Greens. And I guess he's got a lot of convincing back home that Germany is freeing itself from fossil fuels.
It's an awkward situation for a minister from a party that says both decarbonization and human rights should be priorities in the country's international relations. And he talked when he went to Qatar about the shifting diplomatic ground we find ourselves on as a result of the current crisis. So on the human rights issue, he says that he brought up the subject of how foreign workers in Qatar, many of them who are there to work on construction sites for the World Cup, are being treated, and said his counterparts in Qatar said they're aware of the problem and working on it. And then the awkwardness in regard to the fact that a green minister is going shopping for fossil fuels is obviously, it's problematic, but Germans are very well aware that this is not a role that this Green Party leader would have wanted. And in fact, there is a new realism now in the country.
Chief Political Correspondent Melinda Crane, thank you very much for the insight.